It's Esper. The jeans low head, had arms crossed kid with the black tee.
So I'm going to do another story time. This story time is going to be a little bit different, and it's a little bit more ratchet than the first one. Just be advised, I'm not encouraging you guys to do any of this stuff. I'm not saying I support underage drinking or underage smoking. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this is a story time of me when, and even though it is a really, really funny story, you know, just don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything that you're not supposed to do. Don't be doing anything illegal, because yes, the story is really funny, but it really could have gone in a horrible, horrible way really quickly. But since it didn't, I'm going to tell you guys about the story. Honestly, I'm really nervous to share this story because a lot of my family watches my YouTube, including my mom. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. So this story takes place when I was 13 years old. And it's going to include a girl that I was really good friends with. And we're going to name her Anna. So me and Anna, we were always together. So in this story, Anna and I had gone to the movies. And I don't remember if her parents dropped us off or if my parents dropped us off or if we just met up. I don't remember. The whole point is that we were at the movies. And this was at the Brighton movie theater. So if you guys don't know, I do live in Colorado. And at that time I lived in Brighton and then I moved to Henderson. But we would always go to the Brighton movie theater because it was the one that was closest to us. Because Anna lived in Brighton and I lived in Henderson at this time. So we went to the movies, and even though my parents were really strict parents, they didn't really know how the movies worked. So if we were there for like 4 or 5 hours, they thought we were there at the movies the whole time watching the movie. So me and Anna would get to the movies, and at this time there was this guy that was the ex-boyfriend of one of my cousins. Mind you, my cousin is older than me, so that guy was a lot older than me. And but he was just a really good friend. Whenever we were like at the movies or we wanted to hang out, he was always down to pick us up. So at this time I called him and I was like, hey, we're gonna name him Daniel. So I called Daniel and I was like, hey, can you come pick us up? We're at the movies. So there goes Daniel, and he picks us up. So once he picks us up, he was like, hey, so are you guys trying to drink? And I was like, yes. So we went, and like I said, Daniel was a lot older than us. So we pull up to the liquor store and he gets us a bottle. And it was just me, Anna, and Daniel. And Daniel asked us if we wanted to go to one of his friend's house to hang out. So we're like, yeah, you know, let's go. We went to Daniel's friend's house. And Daniel asked us if we wanted to smoke. So we were like, yes. And mind you, we had already been drinking. But me being 13 years old, I was like, you know what? I can hang. Like, fuck it. Let's just smoke too. So here I am with my friend Anna, who is 13 years old, and here I am 13 years old, and we have already been drinking. We decided to start smoking. So I don't know how long we were there for. I just know that we were pretty fucked up. And after a while, I told Daniel, hey, can you take us back to the movies so my parents can pick us up? Because I don't know how long it had been. I just know it had been a while, like a few hours. So it was like time for us to go home after the movies. I texted my mom and I told her, hey, the movie's done, can you come pick us up? Mind you, this was at the Brighton movie theater. So my mom had to drive from Henderson all the way to Brighton. And at that time it was like about a 10-15 minute drive to the movie theater where we were at. So Daniel takes us to the movie theater. We were like, alright, bye Daniel. Like, we had such a good time with you. And so at this time we get to the movie theater and we are fucked up. Like, I mean, we're fucked up. Because I don't even know how much we had drank. I don't know how much we had smoked. The whole point is we were fucked up when we got to the movie theater. And we see a group of our friends standing outside of the movies. Mind you, it was already like, I want to say it was like midnight. Maybe 11. It was late. So there wasn't that many people at the movies. It was just like all the people that were leaving. So we go up to our friends and we're talking to them and just hanging out. And as we're talking, Anna, she tells me, hey, your dad's here. And I was like, my dad's here? Because I had texted my mom to come pick us up, and my dad used to work early in the morning, so it didn't really make sense about why my dad was there. But I was like, okay, my dad's here. So we told all of our friends, we're like, alright, bye guys, we'll see you guys later. Like, it's time for us to go home. Okay. And as we're walking to the van, in the back of my head, it seems kind of weird that my dad is here, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what, I need to act as sober as possible because it's, you know, like my dad. And you know, I don't know if I still smell like we're smoking, but I know I'm like, I feel really fucked up. So we're walking, we get into the van, and Anna goes in first, and then I go in. And my dad used to drive a red Astro van. So we went in through the side door. And as soon as we get in there, Anna, she puts on her seatbelt and she starts looking at the window. And I look at her like, why is this bitch looking at the window? And I look at it, and the window does seem a little different. It seems different than my dad's usual window. And she's looking at it and she's tripping out. And I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, time for me to act really sober. Everything's good. And I'm talking to my dad, and I was like, yeah, Dad, the movie was really good. This and that. Like, nothing really happened. Da da da. And I see Anna, and she's still tripping out over the window. So this is when things start to get a little crazy. So as I'm talking to my dad about how the movie was, Anna's tripping out over there on the window, and my dad turns around and he starts laughing. So I start laughing because I was fucked up, you guys. So he's laughing and I'm laughing, and it seemed pretty funny. So I was like, why is he laughing? And I'm just laughing with him. It was the craziest thing because Anna stops touching the window and she turns around to see why we're laughing. Tell me why. This bitch goes,
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
it's not your dad. It's not your dad. And I was like, bitch, what? You guys, it wasn't my dad. We were in a stranger's van. So I was like, fuck this. And we open the door, and Anna's struggling to get out because her seatbelt's stuck. And we get out and we start running, you guys. And as we're running, there's two girls walking right past us. And they looked at us like, what are these bitches doing? Because it was like their dad's or whatever's van. So they seen us like, what the fuck? You know? So I'm pretty sure it was like a funny story for that guy too. So we're like running, and we go to our friends. Where that van was parked, it was right there, like in the side of the movie theater. So everybody at the front could see the parking lot on the side. And we run to our friends. They're busting out laughing like, what the fuck are these bitches doing? And they're like, what happened? And we told them, you guys, we were in a stranger's van, like it wasn't even Claudia's dad, this and that. So they start laughing even more, you guys, because it was so funny, but it was so stupid. And honestly, that going into that van, realizing it wasn't my dad, sobered us up real fucking quick. A few minutes later, my mom pulls up, and we're like, fuck. You know, she pulls up in her truck. Not even in my dad's van. She pulls up in a truck. And we just get in there. We're feeling a lot more sober now. And my mom, she was like, how was the movie? And we're like, it was good. It was good. Not much to really talk about. The movie was good. You guys, I cannot believe that we got into a stranger's van. And every time I think back to this story, it's so funny because that guy looked nothing like my dad. Like, literally nothing like him. The van, the interior of it didn't look anything like my dad's van. So that just goes to show you how fucked up we really were, that this guy looks nothing like my dad. The inside of the van looks nothing like my dad's van. And there we are just sitting. And honestly, if it wouldn't have been for Anna, I don't know what would have happened, because I could not at all recognize that it wasn't my dad. Looking back at it now, that guy didn't look anything like my dad. But you know, that's why you shouldn't be 13 years old and drinking and smoking. It's illegal for a reason. Really funny. But then a few months after, we ended up getting caught about it, because Anna had to be telling someone over the phone about what had happened, what we had done, and her mom overheard her. So her mom called my mom, and it was like a really big thing that my mom was really mad at me, because she was like, how are you going to be drinking and smoking? You're only 13, this and that. And I was like, fucking Anna. Yeah, and at that time, like my whole teenage years, a lot of my friends' parents used to say I was a really bad influence. And I don't know how I was a bad influence if I never forced anyone to do anything ever. It was like me, I was just trying to have a good time. And so if my friends wanted to do it, like, I wasn't gonna stop them. I'm not their parent. But I never did anything. Like, I never forced anyone to do anything. But it was like such a scary thing, because it was like funny, but then when we got caught, I was like, And why? Like, why did you have to be telling anyone what we were doing? Like, why? So that's the story of how we got into a stranger's van on accident. Like I said, don't do what I did. Make better choices. I still can't believe all the stuff I was doing at such a young age. I was a rebellious kid. And like I said, it's a funny story, yes, but it could have gotten dangerous really quick. Like, that guy could have been like a rapist or something. Luckily he wasn't, but still, like, it could have gone a completely different way. But yeah, so if you guys like this story, just let me know. Let me know if you guys want to hear more stories. Like I said, they do get crazier as time goes by, because I feel like the older I got, the crazier I got. So I did a lot more stupid stuff. And like I said, I'm not supporting you guys to be out drinking and smoking if you're not of the age. Just wait, you guys are not my kids, so whatever you guys do, like, I don't know.